Is Bitcoin finally ready to make a move back towards 70,000, or is this just another bull trap before a crash to 50,000? Let's break down the charts and let's see what the markets have in store for us. Now, before we go over the top-down analysis, I want to go over this winning trade I gave you guys on the last live I did, and this was on the 15-minute chart. I was spotting this flag going sideways with the entry at around 63,300, with the measured move taking us to about 64,200. Not only did we hit that, but we actually went up as high as 64,700. So congratulations on whoever took this setup. This is a big win for the flex candle community. Now let's start off here with the weekly chart, and this candle closes in the next 4 hours. And one thing that I'm liking is that the stochastics are starting to reset here, and if we zoom in, I'm starting to see some curvature up. We have some bullish divergence here as well, so that's pretty bullish for us. Now the RSI is not above the 50. I would have really liked that to be the case, and it's kind of going sideways, so let's see what happens. But last week we ended up closing a green candle, so this to me is tweezer bottoms, and now we're starting to get a green candle also above the 200 moving average. So this is starting to be more bullish. This looks like we can make a run towards this 21 moving average, this white line, which is at pretty much 70k. Now that's going to be the test. If we get rejected from there, then we're probably going to come further down. If we could pierce through that 21 moving average, look at this gap here in the VRVP. This pretty much shows like we could make a good move towards this 50 moving average, at least testing. That's currently at 87,500. This could end up being a double bottom pattern, one bottom, two bottoms, and maybe this is the bottoming pattern that we've been waiting for to get us out of this bear market. So the 21 moving average is going to tell us a lot if we could get above it or if we lose it once we get there. We head over to the 3-day chart. We see that the stochastics are starting to get toppy, but we have a lot more room here to continue going and hump over, and it's just kind of the same deal. It looks like a double bottom. We already have a green candle. This looks like it's primed to go to the 21 moving average. That's around 67k. So that's already two things that are letting us know that it looks like we want to at least test higher prices in the short term. And the daily time frame stochastics here were toppy. We rolled over and now we're creating another hump. We're above the 50 line on the RSI. That's getting a little bullish, and we're also back above the 21 moving average. Now this red line, the 50 moving average at around 65k, is going to be the resistance that we need to get above. If we could get above this resistance, I think this would end up being an inverted head and shoulder, left shoulder head, and this is the right shoulder. This measured move would take us back to 70k, where this 80 and 100 moving average are. We have enough strength in the stochastics RSI still to make that one more hump that could break us above it, but we need to get back above the 65k resistance. If we can, I feel like 70k could be next. We head over to the 8-hour time frame. Stochastics are getting toppy, but we can see we still have a lot more room. We're above the 50 on the RSI, and we're above the 21 moving average. Now with that we're above the 21 moving average, if we could hold this as support, the next logical move would be to go up towards this 200 moving average, and that's currently at 68,500. So another chart showing us that it's possible we could still have more upside to go. On the 4-hour time frame, I'm really liking this one. The stochastics are low, we're pointing up. We still have a lot more room to continue going up. We're above all the major moving averages here, and it looks like we're flagging out here sideways. So I'm liking this right now as a flag pattern on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what the measured move for this would be, and if we could hold above the 21 moving average, this could take us all the way to about 67k. So that's pretty good, and then from there let's see what other patterns could form, and maybe we could continue up higher from there. So let's take a look at this 4-hour time frame, and let's see if we could hold above this 21 moving average. That could be our next move up. On the 1-hour time frame, stochastics are toppy, but we got curvature back up. This looks like it's going to drag here a little bit, pretty similar to the 4-hour. We're above all the major moving averages, and we can see the flag here a little bit more clearly. We could see here, we could adjust a little bit. We can see that we're inside the frame, and it looks like if we could stay above the 21 moving average, this could be the next logical move up. On the 15-minute time frames, the stochastics are getting a little toppy here. We are above the 50 on the RSI, but it kind of looks like we're rolling over. The key right now is just to stay above the 21 and the 200. If we could do that, I feel like we could move up. Overall right now on Bitcoin, I'm feeling a little bit neutral to bullish for the short term. It really does look like we could make a move towards 67 to 70k, around that range there. Once we hit that 70k level, that's where the real test is going to be. If we could break above that, then we could definitely start seeing higher prices. We could go test that bigger resistance at 74k, then 76k. We could get above that, we could see 80k again. If we get rejected from the 70k level, then we're probably going to drop back down to 65k and possibly even lower. All right guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is Flex Candle, where we read the candles and flex the move. Catch you on the next chart.